tomorrow when the president visits East Palestine?
No, it's a good question. Obviously, we'll have more to share later today as we put out the daily guidance. As you know, and I've stated this before, the president, as you all know, is going to go to East Palestine, obviously, but he is going at the invite of the mayor. The president's going to hear directly from the people of East Palestine. This is a trip that he has been wanting to make, but wanted to make sure that it was the right time to do. Obviously, when the derailment happened, the federal agencies were on the ground within hours, and many of them have continued to be there, whether it's the EPA or FEMA. And so that's what you're going to see. We'll have more details to share later today, but you will see a president that goes out there, whether it's a red state, blue state, urban America, rural America, to hear and make sure that he is a president for all, especially when they're dealing with this awful event that happened specifically in this community. And look, one of the things that we've heard from this community, they do not want to be just known for one event, right? But at the same time, we have to be there for them. We have to hold Norfolk Suffolk accountable, which is what we're going to do. The Department of Transportation obviously continues to do that, and he will be on the ground and he will hear directly from the community.
Disaster happened, and even right now you can still smell that sweet necrotic smell in the air. Every time I come here I get sick. But Lonnie, tell us your story. So your house has been on the market for over 100 days, but I mean that's not the entire story. Talk to us about what you've gone through here.
Yeah. We were home the night that train derailed, and I watched as those days unfolded. Yeah, we watched the fires burning. We watched Norfolk Southern bringing in rail right across the street and stacking brand new rail Friday night into Saturday morning, within hours after the derailment. We watched them lay the tracks over that contamination, the water, the dirty water and soil, and like we didn't exist in our home here. We've been in our home for 30 years. This is the home where my husband proposed to me on Valentine's Day 28 years ago this year. This is the home that we brought our son Austin home to when he was born. This is the home that his footprints are in the concrete slab in our garage that we built when he was 5 months old. And they've destroyed my family's life here. And they've acted like we don't exist on our street here. They won't come in and properly test our homes. We believe that it's contaminated. We know what they're going to find. Our house has been on the market now for over 100 days. And our realtor has told us in her entire career, she has never had a listing where a home hasn't even had one request for a showing. We've lowered our price on our home twice now. We were forced to take out a 30-year mortgage to get our family away from here. This was my forever home, and we're starting over again. We had plans that this house was going to be left to our son, and now those plans, it's just our plans for our entire life have changed that night in February a year ago. And I'm so angry watching my family go through this, my loved ones. It's not right. And this corporation just rolled through our town like we didn't exist. And it should have been prevented. It should have been prevented. I testified to that. They could have stopped this from happening. And they are destroying lives. Our town that we loved, that I grew up in, that I loved, it is not the same. It'll never be the same. They can continue to pour millions of dollars into this town. It's not going to make it right. It's not going to make it right. It'll never make it right for me. I was terrified to touch my son's baby picture hanging on the wall, feeling like it was contaminated. I was terrified picking up my family's photo albums.
East Palestine, Ohio. The president's traveling there. I can't help but think about when Obama went to Flint, Michigan, and he drank water there. I can't help about Jackson, Mississippi, and some of the officials drinking water there. It's two totally different situations with the water, but are you expecting the optics of the president drinking water tomorrow?
I can say this, that the president has no concerns with drinking the water in East Palestine. The EPA is confident that the drinking water is safe. I'm sure some of you might remember when the EPA Administrator Regan was there one of the many times that he's visited. He drank the water there last year, so we have no concerns.
Show you real quick. So this is one of the creeks. This is actually not the main creek, not Sulphur Creek, but this runs into Sulphur Creek, which is where the disaster came from. But that field across the way, you can see, was actually one of the fields that flooded with all of the chemicals and everything that came from the derailment. We're starting with Dr. Rick Chai, who's also a congressional candidate now, and who's treated many of the patients here, to talk about, like, you know, exactly what's happened, where we're at now. And Rick, you heard that. You heard Joe Biden is finally coming. He hasn't set foot in this town since this happened. So we're going to be talking to the folks about that. But Rick, just in a nutshell, what has the last year been for you guys?
So the whole town is fractured, both mentally and some physically. I've been documenting the creeks for over a year now. Just this weekend, I took media down, and right in that area there, I dug dry dirt from the bank, chopped it up, threw it in the creek, and chemicals come right out of the dirt. The EPA says they can't find any evidence of chemicals. I could teach a 7-year-old to do that, and they can't find it with their millions of dollars. And that's why I've decided to run. A seat opened up. I'm running for Congress, D6, and I'm going to win this. You know you're an outsider if Ted Nugent endorses you. So I'm going against 2 established politicians embedded like Alabama ticks, and I'm going to pry them out, and I'm going to win this. Vote for me, Rick Chai. My webpage is rickchai.com, RICKTSAI.com. It's the only way to bring justice to this area, and I'll fight for the entire D6.
What did you see? So when you're treating people, what kind of illnesses, what are you seeing?
So rashes, headaches. I myself suffered welts, a lot of diarrhea, gastric problems are very common. So I was the only doctor that I know that consistently went against the CDC and tested people's blood. And a high ratio of people came up with benzene and vinyl chloride metabolites in their blood. The EPA would say, well, maybe they pumped gas that day and got gas on their hands. Sore throat. The other day, it was almost like Niagara Falls here. There was like a mist, rain, and just hanging in the air. When it rains or when it's misty or foggy, it smells like an open can of paint here. And I don't go around saying, hey, what's the town smell like? You know, I got out of my truck and I was just hit with this in my face. And then residents started talking about it. So there's still chemicals. There's that big blue building called Ceram Fab, which the Chinese man came here to live the American dream and built that factory. There are still chemicals under that building. That was never addressed.
We're gonna be heading over there in just a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I was actually the only one allowed to tour that. And there's water, almost like a waterfall, coming into his building constantly that he has to sump pump out. We have video of that. It's just a tragedy what happened to his business. And, yes, people are still getting sick. Rashes mostly that I...
Trent, this guy dodged the town hall. He said he was too scared to show up. He finally showed up after a lot of public pressure all week. How did it go down when you were there one-on-one with him?
He seemed sincere. He seemed like he cared, and right now that's the only thing. You know, is it comforting? No, but you know, we have to trust him right now. As soon as he does anything that we feel that we can't trust, then I'll have to go back to media or government officials that are hiring me to make him do what he said he's going to do. So.
Well, you tell me, first of all, if he does anything, and we'll blow it up. So, Lenny, this guy, as I said, ran away, and then he came back. Was he surrounded by guys with AR-15s? He said he was fearful of his life. That's why he bailed on the first town hall.
No, I mean, he wasn't surrounded by anybody like that. I feel as if he came, as honest as he could. I wouldn't want to be in Alan's shoes. There's a lot of negativity around everything right now, and for him to show face after we asked him to come down, that's what we wanted. It's a start. He did that. He came to the community, he talked to the people, first responders, Mayor Trent. He talked to myself. He was, gave me the time that I asked for. So, I asked him to come man to man and talk to me, and we stood nose to nose. So, I thank him for that. but you know, you can't really trust any man, you know, until he proves you to.
When you guys were nose to nose, what did you tell him?
I lost my ear.
Say that again, Jesse.
When you guys were face to face at the meeting, what did you tell him?
Well, first off, I told him thank you very much, and you know, I appreciate him making the time for me. I said, but I also had to let him know that you know, there was hurt in my eyes. You know, the hurt in my eyes is the hurt that I know a lot of people in my community are feeling. You know, the uncertainty, and you know, I told him that I can't sleep. You know, I see what's been done in my town, in his face, in the middle of the night when I wake up. You know, and I hope that you know, he does the right thing. You know, it's a lot of people, a lot of great people are in great concern for their safety. I don't even know where to start with, you know, that whole process. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of information coming in. You have government telling you this. You have Ohio EPA telling you this. We have local officials. You have everybody on the internet giving their 5 cents, you know. I do know that he told me this won't be fixed in one day. He's going to try to fix it as quick as he can. All the information is yet to be there for people. So I think that's where a lot of people are coming in to be concerned. So, you know, I'll take his word for it and see how things play out, you know.
Yeah, I think he has to prove himself to you. And Mayor, before we let you go, you saw President Joe Biden over in Ukraine. Did that make you feel slighted in any way? I mean, he hasn't really. Can he not hear me?
I got you, Trent. He asked, you know, before we go, I can repeat. He said, with the president being in Ukraine today, you know, did that surprise you?
Absolutely. That was the biggest slap in the face. That tells you right now he doesn't care about us. So
agreed.
He can send every agency he wants to, but I found that out this morning in one of the briefings that he was in the Ukraine giving millions of dollars away to people over there, not to us, and I'm furious.
On President's Day in our country.
Yeah, President's Day in our country. He's over in Ukraine, so that tells you what kind of guy he is.
All right. Well, listen, you two hang in there. Please let us know if we can do anything. And I'm glad you're holding Alan Shaw's feet to the fire. Hang in there, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Transportation announced Secretary Pete Buttigieg will visit East Palestine, Ohio, Thursday, almost 3 weeks after the train derailment that released hazardous chemicals into the air, ground, and water here.
It's way late in the game. I talked to Secretary Buttigieg, and I told him, you know, leaders show up, and he hasn't been here. And that is sending a big signal to this community that the administration just really doesn't care.
The slow response by the Biden administration created an opportunity for former President Donald Trump to show up.
And some incredible supporters and people that have worked with us for a long time, and we've been here for them. And even a few days ago, we had some of our top people come up, and it's an honor. And we're here today in East Palestine to show our love and support for our fellow Americans and this hour of need, and that's what it is. It was an hour of need, but they've done some incredible work in a very short period of time, and they're getting a lot of credit for it, and they have to be getting credit. We tell you that when they do good, and we tell you when people do bad. Your chief and your police and your mayor and everybody else, they've done incredibly. And Bill, JD's been here for 4 days. I've been watching him every day. JD Vance has been incredible. To the people of East Palestine and to the nearby communities in Ohio and Pennsylvania, we have told you loud and clear, you are not forgotten. You are not forgotten. We stand with you, we pray for you, and we will stay with you in your fight to help answer, and the accountability that you deserve. We'll have that accountability. It'll all be out there very clearly. I want to thank Senator J.D. Vance for being here. I want to thank Congressman Bill Johnson, very special friends of mine. They became really very good friends of mine. I also want to recognize a man who has been working tirelessly for this community since the beginning of the nightmare. And Trent, where's Trent? He's very easy to find. Huh? He's very easy to find. I want to thank you. Thank you very much. I'll call you up in a second. Thank you. Your Mayor, in addition, let me express our tremendous respect and admiration for all of the police and firefighters and first responders and all over the country there's such heroes, but this was a great example of it because that was a very dangerous looking sight. So I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. If they don't come back and give you the treatment that you need, we will be back. The Biden administration should ensure that every family has the option of moving and homes and everything else until this thing is straightened out. I do want to especially thank some of the incredible people that helped us, because we're bringing thousands of bottles of water, Trump water actually, most of it. Some of it we had to go to a much lesser quality water. You want to get those Trump bottles, I think, more than anybody else. But we're bringing a lot of water, thousands of bottles, and we have it in trucks, and we brought some on my plane today. But to that end, I'm pleased to announce that we've helped coordinate the delivery of the water and bottled water, as well as the tractor trailers full of it. We have big tractor trailers full of water. I think you're going to have plenty of water for a long time, maybe. And I want to thank those of you that helped. John Rourke, who's fantastic, Blue Line Moving. Is John here? Hello, John. Good job. Got a lot of trucks coming up with water, right? That's true. You're a fantastic guy. Friend of my son, Don, who's also here. Where's Don? Good job. Did you get him to do that? I think so, huh? He does it on his own. Yeah, he does. He's fantastic. He helps. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. Two Fellas Moving Company, and I want to thank the people within the Trump organization that helped us with all of the water. We got it from all of our different hotels, all of our different places, and it was great. They really came together. Also, I want to thank Sandy Pensler and his son, Jonathan Pensler, from Cortex in Michigan, for donating thousands of gallons of cleaning supplies. Thousands and thousands of gallons. Where are you guys? Where are they? Are they here? They're too busy putting it on the truck. But he gave Cortex, if anybody knows the company, it's a very good company, big company, and they're giving tremendous amounts of cleaning supplies, which is what you're going to need. And again, I want to thank Senator Vance, and I want to ask JD to come up and say a few words, and then Mayor Conaway and Marty Grimm will come up and finish it off. Thank you all very much for being here. It's a great honor. It's an honor to help, and you're well on your way. And that was a tragedy, close to an unbelievable tragedy. Could have been really bad. And thank goodness that didn't happen. But you're going to have tremendous help now. And I know FEMA will do the job like nobody can do it like them. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Good, JD.
Well, first, President Trump, thanks so much for coming and shining a light on this community. I think the most important thing that we can take from this visit is that we can't forget about the people of East Palestine, because there will be a rebuilding effort. We need to finish the cleanup effort. That's the most important thing. But most of all, we need to make sure that over the next 6 months, over the next year, over the next 2 years, that we don't forget the people of East Palestine who have been affected by this tragedy. You coming up here ensures that we do exactly that. So thank you, sir. It's great to have you. Don, it's great to have you. I just want to say that, you know, I'm from Southern Ohio, and I've got to know this community very well over the last couple of weeks. It's such an honor to be here, and it's such an honor to get to know so many great people. The mayor, the fire chief have done such an incredible job. Senator Ruley, everybody has come together, Congressman Johnson, to make sure that East Palestine is at the top of everybody's priorities. So thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me play some small role in making sure this community survives and thrives. God bless you all. I love you.
We as a community would like to thank President Trump for coming up here, shedding some light on the situation we are currently in. I also have to thank all the elected officials, all the firemen. The firemen saved this city. If it wasn't from them, that might sound like rhetoric, but it really is not. This could have been a very different situation if we wouldn't have such quality firemen behind us. We're a small community. We don't want the media attention. We just, we want our community to go back to the way it was. That is our end goal. So, we appreciate you being here, but at some point we'd ask you to leave. But yes, I thank everybody who has helped us through this tragic situation. It's been a very difficult situation, but together we will make EP strong again. So, thank you all.